Oh, whew, man, Snoop. I really didn't think we would have made it out of those woods. I know it took us a long time, 2 months even.
All summer.
I know,
said.
I'm sweaty. I have a scrape on my knee.
I didn't do that.
And at least 3 bug bites. But man, we made it out of those woods, and that's definitely the reason why it's taken us this long to put out a new episode.
That's right. We definitely just didn't get distracted by other things going on.
No.
What do we have to do? We're in the middle of a pandemic.
Exactly.
Nothing's happening.
But yeah, we were in the woods.
Still got some leaves on me.
New woods, even. Well,
Yeah.
we got leaves in our drink, too.
Yeah, more on that later, of course.
Yeah.
Get a bit of a sizzle. Give it a little bit of sizzle now, and they'll stay through the whole episode.
Well, I hope so.
I know so. Anyway, welcome back, everybody. And you ready to get on with the show, Higgins?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm a little tired, but I'll make do.
Better rest up. After this, we're going back in those woods.
Alrighty.
Welcome back, everybody, to Comrades, Cocktails, and Comics. It's a show where we get together, we read together, but more importantly, we drink together. I get that backwards every time.
Yeah, drinking's the more important part after all those wood strips we were doing,
exactly.
so don't worry, they knew what we want.
Sweet callback. How you been?
I've been doing all right.
Yeah. A lot of working.
Yeah, working and getting in this new Heezy. I'll drop the address in the links so you guys can, send us stuff, come by.
Give your geocache.
Yeah.
No, we're both in here, actually.
Yeah.
In the same space. We're going to...
New recording studio.
Yeah, I mean, people were really against it. They didn't support this move at all, us being together.
I know.
Because it's out of wedlock.
But we
said fuck it.
Yeah, we jumped right in, and yeah, we're living together. We got another roommate. He'll probably pop through eventually.
Yeah, they know. Well, some people I'm sure know. It's Kiker from when he did that one episode with us.
the We Three.
Yeah, that's right.
Where we were 3.
He was the 3.
That was the callback. Another callback. Man.
Well, we got a lot of things to call back to, catch people up. But so I don't know how the audio quality is going to be with the first few of these. New space. I'm kind of trying to touch things up a bit, get it nice and primo for everybody. So we appreciate anyone who's just sticking with us while we're doing that. We also appreciate you being here for a story we said we were going to talk about months ago, and Higgins will tell you what that is right now.
Hey, we read this book called Lumberjanes.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 70-something issues or something out like that
Higgins,
right now, and we only read 4 of them.
I don't mean to get too technical with you, but there's 60 issues currently and 3 specials.
Okay, well, pretty close.
Yeah, no, you're good. But some people like to know the facts.
We read 4 of them. And it's by some people. I only got their last names here. Stevenson, Ellison, Waters, and Allen.
So this was created by Grace Ellis, Shannon Walters, and Noelle Stevenson. Noelle Stevenson and Grace Ellis co-wrote it. Art was done by someone named Brooke Allen.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of info on this. I'm coming back a little rusty after being out on that journey. But I did a little bit of digging here and there. And I think a lot of what I'm going to kind of say now also goes for most things and how I feel about this book, but I find the story behind this book almost more interesting than the actual story in the book. It's nothing too crazy or dramatic or anything, but basically Shannon Walters, who is
before we get into it, it's Waters with 2 T's.
Oh, okay.
It's right on the page here that I'm looking at.
Good page, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Walters or Waters with 2 T's aside, she's an editor over at or a studio that we've talked about before. You might remember. It's Boom!
Oh, yeah, but this one's Boom Box.
Yeah, so Boom!
Box.
That one was... Boom! I'm not going to do that. Boombox is an imprint of Boom Studios. I've heard of it before. I don't really know a lot about it. I think it's more of like their all-ages kind of casual imprint that they push stuff through.
Yeah, this one strikes me as a younger crowd book.
Yeah, and it was actually Shannon Waters' idea to kind of get this started. She approached Grace Ellis and kind of came to her with a challenge. She's like, hey, can we create a girl-centric book that kids and adults and all ages can enjoy? And Grace Ellis actually hadn't really done anything in the world of comics before this. This was like her big debut. And
well, there you go.
They decided on the concept of girls at a summer camp, and then from there they got in Noelle Stevenson to tackle a bit of that with them. and then eventually they settled on Brooke Allen for the art. Noelle Stevenson, I don't know really, but she's done things that I have heard of or seen. I think you were the one that told me this kind of get like this whole story and look kind of gave you an Adventure Time vibe.
Well, Adventure Time, honestly, reading it more, it's more like a Gravity Falls vibe that I'm getting, but yeah, same sort of deal. Just whimsical stuff happening with some plucky, exciting children. Yeah, kids, gals, Lumberjanes, scouts.
Higgins, they're all of those things and more. Yeah, so I think Noelle Stevenson is kind of the one who took the concept and gave a little bit of like that weird flair and personality that those shows you mentioned kind of have. She works on, I think she's the showrunner, creator, and EP on that She-Ra reboot that people seem to like, the animated one. I think it's on Netflix. It's probably not, but it may be. And she also worked on Bravest Warriors, which I don't know if you've seen any of that.
No, I haven't seen that.
So Bravest Warriors is a show that was on YouTube made by the guy who made Adventure Time.
Oh,
and it's kind of like Adventure Time, but what if a little bit more adult?
I got you.
It's a pretty. I haven't seen all of it, and she came on kind of in the later seasons. But what I've seen, I really like of that. It's just if you like Adventure Time or this, I think you'd really appreciate that. Higgins, especially.
Me specifically.
Go watch it.
You guys get out of here.
This is his.
Watch it now.
So yeah, I think it's not like a well-known team or anything, but I like kind of what they're bringing to the table with this.
Yeah. No, it's definitely, I mean, throughout I'll say nice things about it, but it's definitely something I see me diving back into. Because, I mean, 4 issues, some stuff was happening, and I would like to see what else happens afterwards.
Didn't you read more of this just for fun?
No, I didn't read any more of it. I just said it, and then, I didn't. Just like when we said we were going to record the episode 2 months ago, and we didn't.
Well, we didn't expect to be in those woods for so long.
I know, and who can say how long someone's going to be in the woods?
Yeah, you just appreciate the time while you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely get why, like, you would want to go back to something like this. I don't know if I will, at least, just kind of on my own. If we decided to do another volume or whatever for the podcast, for sure, yeah, I would. But my feelings towards this book as a whole, I really like the world. I really like the interactions between characters. It didn't really grab me for whatever reason. I think it's very well done, and for a specific crowd. I don't think that crowd's really me, as far as like, this isn't necessarily what I kind of want from comics when I go in. I would really like to see this
could just be
adapted.
Just a good cartoon.
Yeah, I mean, like, just kind of first impressions. I like a lot about it.
Yeah, I like most of it. I mean, I read through it pretty quick. It didn't take me a lot to power through it, even like a second time.
Yeah, well, I couldn't really get past the first 2 issues. It just wasn't really grabbing me. And so I went back and reread those issues and read the last 2 like mere hours before this. So I'm coming at it fresh as a daisy. And I definitely found it more of a breeze to kind of get through, I guess, since I already knew what to expect, because the issues are laid out. You get a chapter out of like this, the Lumberjanes like guidebook or manual, and it talks about kind of like the badges that relate to the issue and what's happening in it. And then it just goes straight in. And I mean, even the opening of this is just, you're dropped straight into this story with not a lot of context given. And the context you do get, you feel like maybe I would have liked to see that. I'm thinking specifically of the first issue where the reason they're out there in the forest and they're fighting those foxes is because they saw a lady who turned into a bear or something.
Yeah, like, so you say they drop you in and like you see like immediately that they have been doing crazy stuff for a while. They're pretty deep into their summer already. They're cabin monitor lady. She's already tired of them getting into shenanigans already.
Good old Jen.
They've already cleaned out the moose stables multiple times. I don't know why they have mooses, but they got them. And that's their punishment for doing things that they're not supposed to.
Higgins, come on, man. It's moosei. Plural.
Oh, I thought it was like meese or something. I don't know.
Another time, maybe. We'll get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I will say this, like, I did kind of make that complaint just now, but I also enjoy that way more than just kind of like, and this is how, the first few issues is how they met and what the camp is. I'm glad they kind of skipped that, because my favorite thing about this book are the 5 main characters. I think that just in a few panels, you get a clear sense of kind of their traits, what they're good at, and how well they work as a team. Like I buy 100% that these girls have been best friends for a really long time.
Oh yeah, they've done this summer camp thing for a while. They've gotten their merit badges, and they're all pretty funny merit badges too.
You probably know my personal favorite one.
The Punjin one?
You know it. The Punjin Master. I look how it's just so like quick and to the point. Just like, here you go.
You earned that one.
It was a good pun.
Yeah, no, they did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, they're really good at doing fighting stuff.
Yeah, I'd chalk it up to, again, that Adventure Time, Bravest Warrior style of, this is just what this universe is. Like, things are constantly trying to kill you, or weird stuff is happening, so they know Kung Fu.
But only because they're going out at night so much.
Yeah.
None of those other campers that we never see. But yeah, so they do all that crazy stuff, and then they see a thing, and then you meet the real lady of the camp, the
ginger lady with
the
big arms?
just the main leader, Rosie.
Yeah.
Her name's Rosie, and she is the epitome of what you'd expect like a sailor lumberjack lady would be. She seems to be the only other person that knows some crazy stuff's happening, and she's pretty down and about it when she realizes the reason they were out and about was because some crazy stuff was happening.
Yeah. Besides, I guess they're like Camp Din Mama.
Yeah,
Jen,
no,
whatever her name.
Just Jen, because she gets called Jane and Jenny, and she's like, it's just Jen.
She seems more like a Jan, if I'm honest.
Yeah, she calls her that too, I think.
Yeah. But besides, she's the only character that seems to ever be kind of like concerned with what's happening. Everyone else is just so carefree, because even then, like, she knows, like you said, they go and they tell her about the old woman who turned into a bear or whatever, and they fought some foxes, and she clearly knows a little bit about what that probably is, but she doesn't really seem to mind them going out and looking more into it.
Yeah.
And yeah, why not? It seems like a character that, as this goes along, becomes a bigger part and has, like, you know, the exposition side of things of like, this is what's happening. This is why that old lady's a bear. And there's a lot of attention to detail in building this universe, because like I said, those first pages of each issue are just straight out of that manual. I feel like they've made that like they've created that whole manual, and they're just, because it gives you pages of it. Like, you don't even finish a complete thought before you go into the issue. Like, you're supposed to turn the page, but then it's just bam, here's what's happening in the story. I feel like they've mapped out this little guidebook, because it's just so well written, and it's got like the Lumberjane oath on it.
Oh yeah.
And they've got that one little line scribbled out, and then it just says like something about God probably or whatever.
Yeah.
But I can't make out what they've written before that. And I don't know, it's just these nice little touches that they've given to just the stuff that people probably like glaze over normally. And it's a nice touch.
Yeah, and then so the first issue, just, you're already thrown in, but then they throw you into the story immediately after that in like the second issue or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when stuff gets real crazy. And it also turns into like a PBS program a little bit with some math and sciences and anagrams and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice. I kind of dig it. And I like, it's for kids, so it's kind of neat that they can like show them stuff like the Fibonacci sequence.
Yeah, I had no idea that was a thing. I learned a lot.
I've heard about that before a lot. It's like the golden ratio. You know that little spirally thing they show you in the Da Vinci Code? Have you seen the Da Vinci Code? They talk about the Fibonacci sequence in that. It's a pretty big deal.
I'm sure Tom Hanks explains it very well.
Yeah, no, he does. Well, actually, it's the French lady. I know.
French people can't know stuff.
I thought you were going to say ladies can't know stuff, and I think we
Higgins,
would have had a problem with that on this episode.
It's 2020, all right? The rest of the world's gone insane and is awful, but that doesn't mean that we have to be.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, like I learned a lot, and that's what kind of makes this an all ages book, I guess, is that I started writing down stuff that I was like, I don't know what this is, but I'm gonna look it up later. And I didn't look most of it up, but I looked up kind of what they were doing, and like there's these moments where they kind of go like, what in the Joan Jett is happening or whatever.
Oh yeah, they like just say like famous female people.
Yeah, they were like, you know,
Joan Jett. There was one really weird name, Anhario or something, Anahario. And then one of them was or I can't remember what her name is.
Juliet Gordon-Law?
Yeah, the lady that founded the Girl Scouts.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, I just looked up their names and kind of like, well, what are they doing over here? Yeah, because you have like Bessie Coleman, the weird one that you said, Anna Herrero.
Yeah, she wrote some books, because I looked up some of them, because I had heard like Juliet Gordon-Low. I knew she was the Girl Scout lady, and I was like, oh, that's neat. They threw her in there because they're basically Girl Scouts.
Pretty sweet Easter egg.
Yeah, they know some of their stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And now I know some of it.
Yeah.
I'll forget, but right now I feel well educated. Oh, Higgins, we haven't educated on anyone on what we're drinking tonight.
Yeah, we'll take a mid break.
A mid-mint break, you'd say?
Well, if we had mint in there, we got basil. We made a lumberjack julep. It's probably, oddly enough, like the manliest drink we've made on this show, and it's for probably like the least manly book that we read besides that one about the kids that...
Our other summer book.
Yeah.
You know,
that was real sad, and...
That was like the beginning of our deadbeat dad streak, which we've broken finally.
Yeah, I mean, only because there isn't dads in this.
Hey, man, whatever it takes.
And to be fair, there's a pretty bad dude in there by the end of it.
If that's the same guy that we met earlier,
it is really pretty funny.
I guess back to the drink for a second. Yeah, it's the Lumberjane julep.
And I'm sure some people have had the julep before. You take some mint, you muddle it, which I think just means crush it at the bottom of the glass.
There's no way to find out.
Put some ice in there. Then it's bourbon. It said preferably barrel bourbon or something like that. And then it also wanted rye whiskey. So basically you're taking these two things that taste almost exactly the same and you're putting them together. And hopefully people that like liquor aren't yelling at me for saying that rye whiskey and bourbon are the same thing.
That's the best part about this podcast. They don't have a mic to yell back at us.
Hey man, like we're learning about these things as we go.
We didn't muddle anything though, because as Higgins mentioned, we didn't have mint. We forgot about it and we didn't find any in the woods. So I looked up online that you can use basil as a substitute.
And we got basil in there. And like, honestly, the mint probably would have been like a little bit more refreshing, but
yeah, it's a very strong drink as is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think with the mint sprigs, like I wish we just had leaves, because I'm getting all these pieces in my mouth and I'm chewing on them.
You're not into that?
Nah, I like to drink my drinks. I don't like pulp in my orange juice. I don't like, I don't know, other things in my drinks.
You just want it to be a smooth experience.
Yeah, I like to sip on it.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, this is kind of so to me. Yeah. It's just kind of like maybe the mint would have made a big difference. I might try and make it again with the mint sprigs.
Oh, and it also has maple syrup in it. That's what makes it lumberjack.
Yeah, you were really excited about that part.
I know. When I looked it up, I was pretty surprised that I am very surprised always when I look up drinks for this show, because I always end up just saying like generic Google word from the comic and cocktail, and it never fails.
Hey, it's not broke. Don't stop.
That's the saying. Okay, so we're back from the break where we told you about the drink. We recorded that at a separate date because we completely forgot.
It was that month where there was no mint available. That's why we didn't get it. It's not because we didn't just go to the store and buy it, and we were lazy.
No, we actually made all of the things out in the woods. We're surprised we got it.
Yeah, it took us a while to cut that barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you told them what one of your favorite things was, and my favorite things was the part where the really... like the girliest girl out of the group, the redhead. I can't remember her name.
Oh, April.
Yeah, the girliest girl out of the group. She's like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm an expert arm wrestler. And she beats like a giant statue dude in an arm wrestling contest. And I'm like, it's like, I knew she was going to win when she put her hand up there, but it's still funny that she broke his arm off.
Yeah,
and that opened the door.
Is that your favorite Lumberjane out of the bunch, you think?
Oh, yeah, I like her pretty good. She had a pretty good story. They showed her a lot more than the others, other than when, Mal and the blonde girl, they have a little bit of a relationship going on, so they kind of like hinted at that a lot of the way through.
Yeah, I picked up on that, and I'd be interested to see kind of what happens with that. They all seem to get a same amount of page time. The only one I think that doesn't really, not that she doesn't do anything, but I guess the one that doesn't really have like a big moment that I remember is there's one called Joe.
Well, there's one called Ripley.
Nah, man, she's the best.
You like the...
I like April's my second favorite because that arm wrestling bit, and then there's also that one in the first issue where they ask her something like, do you think you're down to do the Little Red Riding Hood formation? And then she just yells like, off to grandma's house we go, and punches a fox.
Yeah. No, so, I mean, she has like her funny moments. She's almost like what's the wild guy from the Wild Thornberrys? She's like that character.
Nigel?
No, the wild guy.
Oh,
you know, the one with the pants that's basically like Tarzan,
but with dreads.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that guy. We love that guy.
Yeah.
We talk about him all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to say his name.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously people remember what his name is. But that's the vibe I got off of her, and it's a good one. It's comic relief at its bare bones.
Yeah, and a lot of them kind of have those traits. That's why I like Ripley. That's why I like Ripley a lot, because the first time we see her, she just like jumps down out of a tree and curb stomps a fox and says something weird, and that's kind of all she does after that. So she doesn't have a lot of depth, but I just enjoy the energy that she brings.
There's a lot of formations and specials, and she gets thrown. That one girl threw her.
They did the fastball special.
That one girl threw her at a statue, and I'm like, man, it's pretty impressive that she kicked the statue, but then I was also like, this girl just threw a whole person with one arm. And her left arm. She might be left-handed, but
yeah. And the other girl getting thrown was more than okay with it. She was 100% there.
She was pretty pumped about it.
Yeah. And it's like I said, it's those interactions between them, like however little or small. It's nice. It's fun.
And it's connected.
It is connected.
It's always leading to the next part of the story, whether you think it will or not. It's like I would have thought they would have gone this way with it, but. Nah, they switched it up on you.
Oh no, this never, at least for me, this never went the way that I thought maybe it'll go. Like I thought I had it a few times. I'm like, nope, didn't see that at all.
Like with the crazy Boy Scout guys in the next issue.
Yeah, what was that?
I don't know what it was, but like the funniest part is it's like complete role reversal, and I'm sure that's like what they were going for.
Yeah.
Where the girls are like the gung-ho, like I'm going to get into a lot of mischief stuff, and for whatever reason the guys are all into cooking. And I think it's the all ages thing where like they can be like, look guys, you can be like this and you can be like that, and girls can do this and that, or you can do what you're doing, but each way's fine. They just put a representation of it out there.
Yeah.
So girls, you don't gotta be prim and proper, and guys, I will eat all of the chocolate chip cookies that you bake.
That's probably not a sexual thing. I can't say. I don't know what he does on the weekends.
I just really like cookies.
Still don't know.
I just really like cookies, guys.
He's smiling at me and winking.
Man, I hate that there's not a camera on us right now.
I feel like most people would hate it if there was a camera on us right now.
Yeah, I'm sitting on the floor.
You're not looking your Sunday best, if I'm honest.
But the guys are doing all that crazy stuff with like, cookies and tea kettles and stuff. And then we meet their like overly masculine group leader, right?
Camp counselor
dude. And man, if he's not like the hyperbole of like overly manly, like
douche.
Well, just everything. Just overly manly. He's got an eye patch. He's carrying an axe and has the knife attached to his leg.
Yeah.
And he said bajabbers. I don't know what that's about.
It's because you're not manly enough to get it, Higgins.
I guess not. But man,
that's fine though. Go bake your cookies. I support you 100%.
Oh, the other thing that I really liked, and I just saw it while I was flipping through, the Yetis have like very hipster and emo haircuts, and that was also one of my favorite parts. They're not scared of humans. They're like, man, they're pretty gross. Like, I don't want to touch them, but I gotta scare them.
Yeah, the humor in this is very just kind of like, it's all gags and slapstick and stuff like that. Because the first Yeti they meet,
he has a mustache and like a coiffed hairdo, and he also has like a tattoo on his chest.
Yeah. I think that it's like a symbol or something. But yeah, like they're clearly not the Yetis that we think of, but they pretend to be, because when they run into the first one, both of them scream.
Yeah, he's like, and then he was like,
he coughs.
And then he's like, now I'm doing the screaming at you part.
Yeah, it's just, it's enjoyable, and like, it's perfect for kids just kind of getting into comics. I would really recommend this to any parents out there who want to give their kids a comic. You probably already done it, but do this one if you haven't.
Yeah, and then read it with them.
Yeah, just give it to your kid. Oh wait, we left him in the woods.
Oh man, he'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
Yeah.
But man, no surprise at all. There's like the evil scoutmaster, and like for whatever reason they blocked him out.
Well, I'm thinking,
and I'm like, that's obviously him.
Well, I'm thinking that's that's why I think he's a red herring. I think that it's going to be somebody else. It may even be Rosie or whatever.
I was about to ask you if you thought it was going to be him or not.
Yeah,
or her or not.
Initially, I was like, yeah, it's definitely him. But as you mentioned, they make a point not to show his face. It looks like the silhouette looks just like him.
Oh yeah, the hat and all.
Yeah, but I think that's just to throw us off.
Yeah, throw us off. I guess. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Or you guys can just tell us.
Yeah, just tell us. Higgins, you can read it and then tell me and everyone else.
Yeah, I'll read more, and then whenever we come back in like however long we decided to come back in, it's gonna be sooner, but I'll say like a few things towards like the end or something, I guess.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I got
Oh, I
it
know.
can be like a segment or something. We don't got one of those yet. Higgins Corner.
Higgins house.
Higgins House. Welcome to Higgins House.
That's where we are right now.
That's where we are right now.
You just want to rename the podcast Higgins House?
Higgins House. We can talk about anything.
Anything that's inside the house.
Yeah. Look at this shelf.
Look at your movie shelf right there. Mine's over there.
You got a big old thing. We don't have a comic shelf, but I mean, like,
I've got
that can just sit around.
I got some comics on my shelf in my
Oh,
room.
yeah, that's right. You got that.
Yeah, we could talk about that. You want to?
Nah, I mean, that's not what they're here for.
That's not what Higgins House is about.
We did kind of finish talking about this book. It's a quick one, like we said, easy breezy and beautiful.
And sleazy.
Oh man, the one other thing I liked about April was her and Joe, the one you said didn't have much to go with it. They have a pretty sweet secret handshake that they do.
Yep, you're right. That is pretty cool.
So she's my favorite as of right now.
She's definitely on up there. I just enjoy Ripley because I never know what she's gonna do. Bit of a wild card. Not that April's not. And yeah, I'd like to see more of that. Maybe potential romance between Molly and
Blonde Girl.
Molly and Mal.
Yeah, Mal. Molly and Mal.
I bothered to learn their names. Why couldn't you?
I don't know. You're probably looking at it or something.
No, I didn't. There's no way to prove that I did.
I guess so. Man, that camera thing.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to set it up, go for it.
No, I don't.
Not.
People have been asking, and I refuse. Get out of here. This is a podcast.
We can do it where
if you give me some money, I'll do it. That's all I'm saying. Give me some money.
If you give him some money, he'll do anything.
Dude, I'll do anything.
Anything.
Steve, do you want to come in?
Oh yeah, that's right. Kiker lives with us now as well.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier.
Yeah,
my dog's here too.
Hey dog.
Hey dog. Hey Steve. We're wrapping up the talking about the book part, so you can slide through.
We gave you a shouts out.
Yeah, we're gonna leave this all in.
Thanks. You guys know I don't read.
Yeah, we'll probably get him on a few more episodes, whether he likes it or not.
Yeah, there's no way of him backing out of it now. He lives right here.
We know where he lives. That's right. But yeah, I don't have anything else to say.
Not about this book.
No.
It's gonna be a quick one today.
Yeah.
But
well, tomorrow when you get this.
Oh man.
Well,
pumping it out, huh?
Tomorrow or Tuesday. I guess we can talk about it right here. We can leave all this in. It's fine.
Yeah.
Since we're kind of in the same space now, and also we took a break, and we're gonna try and pick back up and be more consistent. We mentioned before we recorded that since we missed out on two months, we're gonna record 2 more episodes this month and release them. We'll talk about kind of what books we're thinking of in a second, but maybe when we go back to monthly, pick a day that we actually deliver on.
Oh yeah, we can like record in advance. Maybe put a few in the tank.
I was thinking maybe Tuesday, the first Tuesday of the month.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't want Monday is usually like my editing day anyway. So yeah, maybe Tuesday. I'll just say Tuesday. I don't want to give a time more specific.
Yeah,
than
the
that.
first Tuesday of the month.
Yeah,
you don't get anything else. And if the first Tuesday of the month is the first of the month, then I guess it's just Christmas. It's never gonna be Christmas. Christmas is at the end of the month, guys. Come on.
Christmas is canceled this year.
Well, I mean, I don't like it, but I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, it's fine. Everyone else is just doing whatever. No one gives a fuck. Oh, that was another thing. I mean, people probably don't remember anyway, but I feel kind of bad because the last episode we did, we talked about the X-Men and how maybe they're not relevant anymore. And then a bunch of awful stuff happened.
Yeah.
Maybe they're more relevant than I thought.
More relevant than ever.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. We
Sorry that I did it, and I'm sorry that Higgins didn't stop me from doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing I could have done. He's a man of his own volition.
On devices.
And I'm going to let him tell you what book we're reading next month, even though I was the one that picked it out.
Yeah. Let's see if I remember exactly what it's called. It's Who Killed Adolf Hitler?
No, I'll just do it. It's I Killed Adolf Hitler.
Oh, so you did it then. Okay.
Yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly what it's about. It just sounded super cool. There's like time travel. There's like
you don't get enough from that title to figure out what it's about.
Well, there's like time travel. The guy looks like a dog. Like he's an assassin and time machines, and it's gonna be a wild ride. And it's only like 48 pages too, so it might be a breezy boy too.
Oh, nice. Well, that's fun. We're pumping out a lot of episodes this month.
Yeah,
so.
and it's by Jason. That's his name. There's nothing else. His name's Jason.
Does that upset you a little bit?
No, I mean, like, it did at first because I was like, oh, I'll just see what's up and see who's writing this. Apparently, it's a pen name. Like, I just saw it down here. His name's John Arn. I've wanted to read this, like, when we first started doing this podcast. So we finally got to it. We finally found the perfect time to throw it in.
Yeah, because you hate Hitler and you're glad he's dead.
Exactly.
And also, Hitler died this month, right?
Yeah, I think I read that Hitler died in August. That's why we decided to do that next month. So I mean, like, why not kill him one more time? Time travel and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, you could be wrong about that, but as long as no one literally checks,
man,
we can just assume that you're right.
Luckily, no one has any time to do anything these days.
Just so busy. Yes.
What are things that people can tell us we're dumb on?
Well, Higgins, before we do all that, we need to do them a favor and tell people our review for the book we just talked about.
Oh shoot, you're right. Yeah, go for it.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah, because I forgot I was gonna have to do that.
No, you're good. You're good. It's been a while. It's fine. Okay, so for this volume of Lumberjanes, written by people and keeping in mind the thoughts I had about it, I'm gonna give it 3 merit badges and a few muddled basil leaves, because that's all I have to offer. No mint.
No mint. And I thought of mine, like, I'm gonna give it, because I really like this one. Like, I love cartoons with whimsical stuff. Gravity Falls is like one of the best shows I've ever watched.
You got that shirt on that says I love whimsy.
I love whimsy. And so I'm going to give it all of the cookies. Well, some of the cookies, but only because I want to read more.
Oh, I thought it was because you want to keep some for yourself.
That's something Ripley said in the book, because she was like going to give the Yeti all of the cookies so they wouldn't attack him. And then she was like, well, some of the cookies.
Yeah.
Because obviously she wanted some of the cookies.
So do you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want some more cookies. So I'll probably dive in and do Higgins' house or whatever we're going to call it later on. But that's my review. All of the cookies. Well, some of the cookies.
Cool. And yeah, we'll kind of keep you guys up to date as we go. Maybe we'll add in some other random content. We've been talking about that for a while. We've been threatening it. But now that we are in the same space, maybe we can do a little something. I don't know. But in the meantime, if you want to tell us what your rating is on this book, how many cookies did you give it? You can do that. You can tell both of us at our Gmail, which is yourcomrades@gmail.com, or you can tell just Higgins because he has social media.
Yeah, you can find me at Mike Higgins 93 on the Twitter and JSterm 93 on the Instagram.
When are you gonna make this the same so you can just go like, hey?
I don't know how.
That's the reason.
That's the reason.
I was like, all right,
it's fine. I'm more likely to see stuff on Instagram.
That's true. Yeah. Well,
and
cool.
it's the easier one to remember.
Oh yeah, they could check your Instagram because you'll probably throw up a promotional pic for this.
Yeah, I
this
always
sode.
do like a fun. I always do a fun picture and like.
Can you do a video of you pouring syrup on yourself? It's summertime. That's real hot.
Man, like, you spoke it into the world, so I guess I technically have to now.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can't cut this out.
But this is a kid's book, so that I'll leave my shirt on.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Well, you could do 2. One for the adults, where you don't have your shirt on, and then one for all ages, where you do.
So I'll put the all ages one first, and then say in the caption, swipe right if you want to see a slightly saucier version of this.
Yeah, well, if you want the extended director's cut, the XXX cut, yeah, because then it's just you like going straight into it.
All right.
Because you can do 2 videos on Instagram, you can like cut it up.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, well, good, we've got a plan.
All right.
This will probably get more traction than the episode.
Man, this sucks. I'm going to be so sticky.
I mean, what else are we going to do with all that syrup we bought for this?
I don't know. I have waffles in the fridge.
You're not going to make them? All right.
Do we say anything else?
We can say thank you.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. We got a review. Oh, yeah. Review us on all of the things.
Yeah, hit the iTunes app.
Specifically, probably iTunes or Spotify, because that's the ones that gain the most traction.
Well, iTunes is dead, I think. So hit the Apple Podcast
Well, yeah.
app.
You know what we mean.
You know.
The Apple one.
Yeah. As you mentioned, we got a review. Do you have that review pulled up?
I have a phone. It's over here somewhere.
Yeah,
I won't put it too close to. I won't put it too close to the mic so it doesn't make all that crackly noise.
If you could, I'd appreciate that.
Bum 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 bum.
Your dog is shaking. I can hear.
Bum 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 bum. Oh, did you hear
that?
that?
That's a good
guys?
one. Yeah.
Her name's Charlie. She's adorable. I'll put a picture of her next to the thing too.
Maybe in the extended cut, you can just put a video of her licking the syrup off of you.
All right, this is getting taken too far. Here we go. Here we go. We got 4 ratings. They're all 5 stars. I really appreciate it. And so this one is wild. And we're not going to start reading these every time they show up, but I mean, like, when we only got 2, we might as well start.
Yeah.
We might as well do it.
Well, it gets traction. People are like, well, they did it. I guess I can too.
Yeah. So this one says Mulder and Scully, Bert and Ernie, the Doctor and Rose Tyler, Bruce and Caitlin, all famous dynamic duos who have nothing in common with these 2 guys. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll wet your bed occasionally, and your mom will make you sleep on the couch with the plastic cover on it. As far as podcasts about drinking, comics, and friends go, this is the bee's knees. If I could give it 5.5 stars, I wouldn't, because that would be anarchy, and I'm not a monster. Neither are these 2 fellas. Thanks for the rating. And it's your boss, right?
Yeah.
Did we figure that out?
Yeah, my boss Brian, I think. I didn't ask him.
He's a fan of the show. Well, it says Brian in there, so we were like pretty optimistic that we were right about it.
We only know one Brian, so yeah, it's definitely him.
And if it's a different Brian, then
thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you, and thank you to the not Brians out there who listen to this.
Yeah.
And thank you, Higgins, for setting that mic up. I know you. It was a little rough getting back in. You were worried about your kid. Where is he? I'm sure he's fine. But you did what's important. You got your priorities straight, and you showed up here to talk about a thing with me.
Yeah, and that's all we can do. Do you want to say? I guess we can say bye now. Do you want to do your thing?
Yeah, it's long overdue. We don't need to stretch it out anymore, I think.
Right.
Yeah. So join us, I guess, next week. We'll probably throw out that Hitler episode.
Within a week or 2, like.
Yeah, we got to get 2 more in this month. We don't know what the second book is yet, but we'll have that for you when we get back
when we
on
record the next one.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, join us for any, all, or none of those things. And until next time, I will say, like I used to, cheers, guys. And Higgins, what are you going to do?
I solemnly swear to do my best every day and in all that I do, to be brave and strong, to be truthful and compassionate, to be interesting and interested, to respect nature, to pay attention and question the world around me, to think of others first, to always help and protect my friends. Then there's a line about God or whatever, and to make the world a better place for Lumberjane scouts and for everyone else.
It's really good. That's maybe your best one yet.
Yeah, I mean, it
helps that someone else wrote it.
Yeah.
Still, though, well done.
Yeah, bye, guys.